So I always knew since I was a little girl, I always had a set plan. Um, I've always been a planner, right? Who was your lipstick? I've always been a planner. So my whole goal was to purchase a house. I think when I was turning 18, when I first graduated from high school, I had a plan to go ahead and get my first associates by 21, get my bachelor's by 23, 24, and get my house by 25. And I have seemed to be on the right track. Um, yes, so that's always been my own personal goals. And I think it's always best to have a plan. You know, certain things do come up awry, come up, and there may be a setback, but it's okay as long as you get back on your path. Um, so I mean, I failed a couple classes. Shit, home because buying a house is so serious. Like, it's serious. So yeah, I went back and forth, and I know my relative was tired of me. I was tired of me. But yeah. So we went ahead and she sent me some listings. I told her I was serious. Then I backed out. She showed me some houses, showed me some apartments. Then I backed out. And then finally, I agreed last year in April that I was serious. I wanted a house. And when it came around the time of when Nipsey Hussle passed away, and his main thing was ownership. So that got me right on the track to go ahead and look for houses. So I think it's important for you to go ahead and set out your goals and set your saving goals, because it's important. It's important that you want to go with what's best for you. Because I had a couple loan people, loan offices, loan mortgages, whatever you want to call them. We're going to call them loan offices right now, where, my max seller for a home was 200,000. Personally, no, you want to go in and first think about, hey, what is the monthly payment that I want to, what is my monthly mortgage that I want to pay? What's the max? You want to go in and say, like, oh, if you have a big family, if you have a certain amount of income, you want to go ahead and do something that is manageable and stick to it, period. Don't go in there, don't have them going, oh, what, one plant that. I told you I don't want to pay nothing over 1,000. And if they can't do that for you, then this house is not for me, or this particular loan is not for me. So yes, the mortgage rates, I believe that's what it's called, changes. I'll make sure in the next video, because I'll go ahead and be more detailed on which loan, which company or bank I decided to go to, mortgage company I decided to go with. Yeah, I mean, that's the main goal is, I forgot what I was going to say. Help me, Lord. Help me. Yeah, okay. Is that your monthly mortgage payment is something that you can afford, and including utilities, and including your car payment, and including, miscellaneous things that the house may have to get fixed. So when I first got in here, I mean, yes, you have to pay, and then you want to think about the upfront costs. So yeah, your person, let's say you find a house, right? So you have about, you have a good set amount of money saved. You want to go in and also be realistic in your wants. Don't go in and tell me you want a jacuzzi, you want it fully modern, you want a playpen for your kids, you want that room fully, like, it's some stuff that you're gonna have to compromise, period. And make upgrades that you want to do later on, because some of that stuff, landlords, Lord, I've been doing too much hospital. Them owners ain't gonna do that. Some of that stuff, they ain't gonna do that. So you want to make sure that your wants are realistic, as well as your needs are being met. So you don't want to settle. I felt like I didn't settle in my first home, but if I would have chose that first house, I would have settled, like, literally. And I would have been like 2 minutes away from my mama. It's just, it just was all red flags. And you know how I was just ready to move, but that's another thing. Like, you can be ready to move, but you be ready to jump into something that you haven't fully thought and processed on. So I decided to go with a condominium because that was the best for me. I don't have any kids at the moment, and I wanted something low maintenance. And I didn't really want to necessarily have that much responsibility for a home. I know it would have took a lot to be having to worry about a house at this time in my life. So yeah, I just strictly started looking for condos. And I think we set up, it was a house that I really, really loved. But some other people snagged that before me. And then this condom that I'm in currently, I immediately loved it. The walls were like a light blue. Some people say it's gray. And everything just made me think of Nipsey Hussle. Like, I was like, this is the house for me. Boom, put me in. Like, put my bed in right now. Right now. And then everything went smooth. Everything went smooth. I was like, this is too good to be true. Something finna happen. It did, but we'll go in detail a little bit more because sometimes this has buying a house is one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life. And the simple fact that I had to get certain people together, not my resident, the mortgage company, I had to get them together because what y'all dragging y'all feet for? And I also want to bring on the next video, bring more attention to the different loans. So you have 100% financing. It's not a myth, it really does happen. I was able to do 100% financing. There is, you know, the state, office loans, but we'll go in more detail because I have more information that Tampa has to offer. And then I also give more information on my bank that I went through. Yeah, so these are all things that you wanna make sure that you think about. Like, I wanted to make sure that I have a bank where I can do auto drafts, and it's just easy for me to just make sure that my mortgage is paid every month, not worrying about whether it was paid or not. So that was one of the perks that I did go ahead and open up a bank account with them. And then I have a set amount that goes to them because you want to become in a habit of, you don't ever want to be late on anything. That's my biggest pet peeve. I make sure that Lord, yeah, make sure that you make sure all your bills are taken care of. So I think it's best to go ahead and, before you start looking, don't be discouraged. You can get a house. You can get a house. I was fortunate enough to stay at home, and I was able to save up to, there's a certain amount you want to go ahead and think about think about an amount where you will be able to move with, movers, furniture, cutting a lights deposit. So being that I didn't have furniture, I just had my bed and a little knickknacks, a Keurig, but I didn't have anything like a couch. So those are things I had to buy. I didn't have, TVs. So those are certain things that I had to consider. I just took whatever's out of my room. That was it. So you have to think about all those things. You want to sit down and jot down what's the estimate. And don't overwhelm yourself. It's best to talk to a knowledgeable realtor that will go ahead and give you answer all your questions that you need. And I will put her link in the bio. Shout out to Heather. That will give you information and, so you could be prepared for when you do look. And get to looking, because don't be discouraged. I say this, don't be discouraged. And it's a tedious process. They will want to see if you are employed in the same job for the last 2 years. And they want all your information. They want your last 3 to 4 tax returns. I only had to worry about myself, but if you are married or you get in a house with a significant other, those things that you want to make sure that you discuss with them beforehand. Even though financial seems to be a tough situation, it's a tough, uncomfortable talk. It needs to be done, especially in the Black household. It needs to be done. We just can't be just floating around like, well, let's get a house. And, oh, where's your credit score? It's 2. It's 2. It's only 2 points. So what are we gonna do today? Those are certain things that you want to go ahead and talk to your significant other about. And because you don't want to be in the blind when it comes to, all right, give me a social, baby. Come on. And you get your loan has been denied. So it's certain things that you also want to go ahead and make sure that you check on your credit, make sure those things that you need to dispute there are taken care of. So, and then you want to think about your debt ratio. That also factors in about how much your loan will be. And, you know, I made sure that I stay under it or around it. I didn't want to go above it. And I didn't want to get a loan that was outrageous for a first home. Because I knew I didn't want to be here more than 5 years. So in about 3 or 4 years, I will be moving into a home that I will intend to stay for, you know, forever or for a very long time. So yeah, so you want to think about those short-term goals. You want to think about the long-term goals and see what's best for you and your family in your current situation. So if you see yourself buying a home in the next month, next year, in the next year, you want to think about, hey, have I been at this job a certain amount of time? Do I see myself staying here, or do I want to go ahead and transition to another career? I know during this pandemic, there's a lot of stuff that's been put on hold, but saving, please save, because that's important, and it will help you in the long run. So yes, so when you decide to buy a home, you can ask me any questions. If I don't know the answer, I will try my best to get it for you. So I will come back with a little bit more details about which bank I chose, how long the process was, and did I have to cuss? I'm just lying. Did I have to cuss anybody out? And I'll go a little bit over the closing and how long that took, and I'll go over a little bit once I find out a suitable link about 100% financing and the different loans that are available. And also, you want to look into your bank, if you have a credit union, and see what type of loans they have as well for you, and what can you get back. Because I know a lot that have a rebate, they have, you know, $2,000 on your closing costs. It's a lot of perks to be a first-time home buyer. Ooh, excuse me, excuse me. All right, so I just want to say thanks so much for tuning in. I will be posting this later, hopefully posting more videos to let y'all know that Black can purchase. Okay, we can do this.